Things, global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Indeed, there is a life during service, life in power. There is also a life after power when you have relinquished power. And this is exactly the experiences right now that Yahaya Bello, the former governor of Kogi State, is going through. I remember during always transition of power, they usually like to put their prodigy for situations like this. Well, apparently, Yahaya Bello is in the radar for a lot of drama. And there seems to be a triangular movement where Yahaya Bello is talking, EFCC is talking, and Yahaya Bello is actually referring to the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to hastily intervene. And this is what he's saying on this matter. I want to give you full drama on this. It's really getting very interesting. Permit me to say, getting out of hand. But before we go into the news proper, kindly subscribe to our channel. Click on the red subscribe button beside it. Use the bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. For some of us who do not know, one of our activists, foremost activists, I'm talking about a senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, is already telling the police officers who prevented EFCC from arresting the suspect who happened to be the former governor of Kogi State. Say they must have committed some sort of crime. We're going to find out that as well. But let's find out what really transpired and why Nigerians are reacting to this. Now, according to the news, EFCC is already calling out the Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, SAN, has called on the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Alhaji Yahaya Bello, to follow the path of decency and submit himself for probe. Now, Bello is being wanted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, over alleged corrupt practices while in office as governor of Kogi State. Report has it that the last 24 hours, there have been dramas and hide-and-seek game between both parties over the move to arrest the former governor for arraignment this Thursday. Now, according to the AGF, in a statement he personally signed as at today, EFCC is empowered by law to invite any Nigerian for interrogation. He also describes the action of the incumbent governor of Kogi State, Ahmed Odudo, who used his immunity to prevent Bello's arrest on Wednesday as disquieting, adding that embarking on a temporizing self-help and escapism that can only put Nigeria in bad light before the rest of the world is not the way to go. Now, according to him, he stands for the rule of law and will ensure no right of any Nigerian is trampled upon. Now, the AGF said in a test statement, the bizarre drama confronting the EFCC, that's Economic and Financial Crime Commission, in the course of its effort to perform its statutory duty has come to my notice, Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, as a matter of very grave concern. It is now beyond doubt that EFCC is given power by the law to invite any person of interest to interact with them in the course of their investigation in any matter, regardless of status. Therefore, the least that we can all do when invited is not to put any obstruction in the way of EFCC, but to honorably answer that invitation. A situation where public officials who are themselves subject of protection by law enforcement agents will set up a stratagem of obstruction to the civil and commendable effort of EFCC to perform its duty is, to say the least, insufferably disquieting. A flight from the law does not resolve issues at stake but only exacerbates them. I state unequivocally that I stand for the rule of law and will promptly call EFCC and indeed any other agency to order when there's indication of any transgression of the fundamental rights of any Nigerian by any of the agencies, but I also tenaciously hold the view that institutions of state should be allowed to function effectively and efficiently. Nigeria has a vibrant judicial system that is capable of protecting everyone who follows the rule of law in seeking protection. I therefore encourage anyone who has been invited by the EFCC or any other agency to immediately toe the path of decency and civility by honoring such invitation instead of embarking on temporizing self-help and escapism that can only put our country in a bad light before the rest of the world. And let's hear what Bello is saying concerning this matter. Now, according to the former Kogi State Governor, who actually disclosed this matter in a statement that was issued by his media aide, Onugo Mohammed in Abuja. Some parts of the statement read, and I quote, said Nigeria is not a lawless country. The EFCC's alleged disobedience to court orders is a serious concern. And he said, we are aware of the total commitment of the current administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the rule of law, and can say categorically that the leadership of the EFCC might have offered the agency on a platter of gold to desperate politicians to convert to their cause settling to, without minding the effect on its integrity and image of Nigeria. Furthermore, he described the action of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission (EFCC) as unfortunate one. He went on and also described the attempt of the EFCC to arrest him as a big dent on the fight against corruption. It should be recalled that the Economic and Financial Crime Commission (EFCC) today tried to arrest the former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello. The EFCC operative reportedly arrived at his Wuse Zone 4 residence of Mr. Bello at about 9:30 a.m. to arrest him. Of course, Femi Falana believes that that they should have allowed the officers who tried preventing the former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello from being arrested committed a crime, because nobody is above the law of the land. My colleague is in the house. What's your take on this drama unfolding? And it's really interesting, I must say.
Well, for now, Nigerians are yet to know who is behind all this push, because possibly I think that was why Yahaya Bello was pushing for his kinsman and protege to, take over the office of the governor of, Kogi State. So nobody really understands who is blowing this whistle. We're talking about 84 billion naira, and that's not a small money. And whether he likes it or not, he must give accounts. He's considered to be the white lion, but right now, whether you're a white lion or not, if the EFCC has made up their mind after you, just come. It's an invitation. Nobody, why are you scared? It's an invitation. I feel that there are provable evidence against him. Maybe that's the reason why he doesn't want to, give in to the invitation. But based on what Falana had said and that strong message he has sent across to the AIG, demanding that the police officers who prevented the arrest of Yahaya Bello, they should be withdrawn immediately. I think that is one issue of concern that must be looked into, because whether we like it or yes, Yahaya Bello was a former governor. The immunity he had that would prevent him standing any trial, has been withdrawn from him from the very day he, he left office as a governor. So he's an ordinary politician who should be seen in the light of a public officer who was who was upholding some public fund, or who was in charge of some responsibility, and he should come and give account. 84 billion is more money. You've got to talk,
The funny part is, one would have expected, and I think that played out, is the fact that probably because he's an APC person, and the fact also that he's a prodigy is involved. And I must give it to the prodigy. He didn't actually leave him alone. He actually came in. In fact, that's one of the things EFCC is saying, that maybe at the next arrest they may likely have to use the military, to put in an arrest. But people are really saying, why go through self-help? One way or the other, you still need to answer this call. If you ask me, you should answer the call, really. Although EFCC, when you're not in power, when Yahaya Bello was in power, he was as if he was a lion that cannot be.
They call him White Lion. That's his name, White Lion.
Now he's moving like a possum.
But what goes around comes around. Because still remember far back when he dethroned about 3 traditional rulers based on what he said, the provision.
Effortlessly.
And when he did, he said they should be deposed to Niger State. And he gave the place they should be sent to. So that is what you enjoy when you are in power. Now that you're outside power, you come and give account. Nigerians want to know, how did you spend 84 billion naira. I personally feel that that should be a warning to other people who are occupying position of leadership. When you are doing anything in office, you've got to be careful because somebody may be keeping a tap on you.
But what's amazing is the fact that during his reign, he owed a lot of workers. So I wonder, does it mean that all of these monies he couldn't retire them properly?
Well, when you're in power, at the point you feel that you are untouchable, nobody will come after you. But don't forget, you don't have a lifetime immunity because that's what most of them don't know. It's not a lifetime immunity, it goes with the office. But when immediately you get out of that office, you will be accountable. And I'm already, based on what I am seeing, I think he knows that there may be evidence everywhere, and staying under the watch of EFCC for some days is one thing the man cannot stand. And however, we are waiting to see what will happen next when EFCC decides to pay him another visit.
That's where we'll wrap it up. Let's put in our comment section. Keep it lit with us as we give you updates as